Hi, I'm Barry Kislowitz, and welcome to Leadership Lenses. Leadership Lenses is a new podcast designed for principals, Menahalim, Roshei Yeshiva, and anyone who wants to improve Jewish day school and yeshiva education. These podcast episodes will come out in 15-minute installments designed for busy leaders. Each one will address a dilemma submitted to us by our listeners and provide our thoughts and hopefully some helpful insights. Either way, we'd love to hear what you're thinking. You can contact us via our website at www.kislowitzconsulting.com, on our Substack at Leadership Lenses, or on LinkedIn, Barry Kislowitz or Kislowitz Consulting. We look forward to hearing from you. Today's dilemma is one that most principals and just about anyone who's worked in school administration has dealt with, and that is parents. Well, not just parents, but specifically parents' complaints about communication. As a head of school, I remember getting complaints about too much communication, too little communication, too many emails, too many phone calls, too many texts, too many WhatsApp, too much Facebook, too little of all of the above. And whatever new format and platform comes out, it seems to come back over and over that parents are saying to school administrators, we want less communication, and at the same time, we want to know more about what our child is doing, more about what's going on in the school. The truth is, this isn't really just a school phenomenon. Marketing guru Seth Godin has coined the phrase that we've moved from people wanting email to people wanting me-mail. In other words, they want to know what's designed and formulated for them when they are interested in it at exactly the right moment with exactly the right contact. Now, obviously, that's going to be a little bit difficult to do in a school. But if you pause for a moment, the parents who relate this and struggle with this actually may have a point. If you look at how many communications any day school sends out in a given week, and assume for a moment I'm a typical parent, I've got 3 kids and 3 different grades. And so I've got homework emails from the 1st grade teacher, the 3rd grade teacher, and the 6th grade teacher. I've got an announcement about that week's pre-Shabbat programming for the 1st grade teacher, a reminder about the field trip from the 4th grade teacher, and practicing for our middle school entrance exams from the 6th grade teacher. In addition to that, I've got the school week newsletter, reminders about parent-teacher conferences, and any other communication which might hit my inbox. And really quickly, a parent who has 3 kids in the school is hitting 10, 15, 20 communications from the school in any given week. Now, a typical parent, probably just about any parent, is not going to read through all those communications. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that we want parents to know. So how do we approach this? What I suggest we do is look at all of our communication. Start by listing everything. So for this exercise, I love to take the whole leadership team into a boardroom or a classroom, somewhere where there's a huge whiteboard because you're going to need it. And start listing out every single form of communication that the school sends to parents. Every single form. Every school I've done this with has filled up multiple whiteboards within a few minutes. And once you see all of that communication, you can start to make some order. And I'd suggest looking at 3 categories. The first category of your communication is action items. Action items are things that you need the parents to do right now. I need you to respond and give permission from a field trip. I need you to sign a medical form. I need you to schedule parent-teacher conferences. This is a note that requires a response. I need you to do this within a couple of days, and it's important. That's the easiest category, because I'll tell you, those should all be sent. But it's important that they be sent in a way that parents know what is coming. So number one, they need to all be sent from a recognizable, consistent email address with a consistent subject line which says action item or response needed, something to make it absolutely clear as the parent sees this message flash on their phone that they need to do something. And the message itself needs to be absolutely as short as possible. Listen, I'm a rabbi. I know what it means to go on a little bit too long in communication, but you can't do that here. A great communication consultant once suggested that I imagine paying myself $50 for every word I could delete from every email I sent. I won't promise to actually pay you the $50, but I would recommend taking that advice. The shorter, clearer, and more consistent these action item messages are, the more likely it is that parents will actually open them and maybe even respond to them. So that's the easy category. Action items, we know what they are, consistent, short, clear. There's still a lot of things on the whiteboard. The next category that I'd suggest is all those things that you want parents to see, hear, feel in order to understand your school's brand, culture, and mission. These communications should be carefully curated over the course of the year so that any parent who's following, or any parent who even tunes in for a few of them, sees consistent messaging about what your school is. The same kinds of pictures, the same values underlined, the same kinds of illustrations, activities, anything that you want to be part of your brand, but focusing on a very small number of items, 2-3 items that are core to your mission. It might be building community. It might be inspiring growth. It might be progressive, really cutting edge teaching methodology. Whatever it is up to you. But every communication, even the kind of by the way ones, is an opportunity for you to be able to get that message across to parents. And so with these, we want to make the personal connection. Any picture in one of these emails should be a child looking at the camera, smiling, someone with whom they can make a personal connection. Because here's where we are connecting with our parents. We're reaching out to them and we're doing all of that in a way that conveys who we want to be. Right? Brand strategy is not about marketing. Brand strategy is about mission. It's about who you are and making sure that everyone in your school community knows what you stand for. So if we take our list of brand ambassador sort of emails, vision, mission, school culture, we've probably taken another chunk of stuff off that whiteboard. And again, these need to every time exemplify your school mission, be clear, personal connection, pictures that are uplifting and really inspiring parents to engage with you and your school. What do we do with all the other stuff that's still sitting on your whiteboard? It may include summer shopping for school supplies, dress code updates, field trip policy, school lunch schedule, anything else that is not an action item, is not something that really exemplifies your school mission and culture, but parents will probably complain if they haven't had an opportunity to see it. So with all of those, I'm going to push really hard for us to resist our temptation to send them all out in emails. I have seen summer emails from principals that may be 5-10 pages long if you printed them out. And truth be told, I've written summer emails as a principal that were 10 pages long and wondered why parents didn't read through the whole thing. Don't send those items out. Do not write the whole school supply list out and send it in email. all of those items need to be stored on some sort of digital platform. It may be your school website. It may be your student information system, your SIS or CRM, however you refer to it. And we'll get back to that in a separate post because that's a really, really key part of your parent relationships. Wherever it's stored, put it there. Generate a link. And when you need to, on occasion, no more than once a month, you're going to send out an email saying to parents, the following information is available for you at the following links. Anybody who's interested can click, but we're not cluttering email inboxes with message after message after message. Parents know when they see the message come in, I've got an action item, or I've got an email that I'm hopefully going to enjoy opening because it'll connect with me and inspire me about what this school does. Or if it's really a by the way, things you have to know, it's going to take up as little of my time as possible. It may even be a note once or twice a year that the following information is always updated on our website. Check the website for the updated calendar. Check the website for the updated supply list, dress code, etc. You don't need to send that to parents. The less you send, the more likely you are to get responses, and even more importantly, to get that engagement, that real connection that we have the opportunity to create broadly across our parent body if we do communication right. Those are my thoughts, at least. I'd love to hear if you have different thoughts. Again, share your thoughts on this dilemma, share other dilemmas that you'd like to see addressed. You can send them in at our website, www.kislowitzconsulting.com, at the Contact Me form. You can message me on LinkedIn, or you can follow our Substack, Leadership Lenses, for additional posts. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.